Hey, what's going on, people? Well, today's discussion, I touched on this couple videos back, but I wanted to get more in depth into it. The state of the union is not well. It hasn't been well for quite some time now. So, politics needs to be changed. Our representatives aren't representing us. They're representing their values, their beliefs. You know, it's supposed to be for the people, by the people. But that's not the case. That's not the case at all. So many people, and I have to throw myself into that same situation. For a long time, we as a society have complained and complained. Well, why do they do this? And why do they overtax us for that? And why does this have to be that way? Because we allow it. Oh, well, you got to get out and vote. You got to get out and vote. Your vote counts. No, it doesn't. It doesn't count. And I'm going to explain why I feel it doesn't count. Because there are things in the Constitution, in the Declaration of Independence specifically, that, man, it changes the game. It just really does change the game. But most people don't know about it. Or either they don't care. But if you don't care, then why are you complaining? Shut up. I mean, it's that simple. If you're going to sit up and complain all the time about things not being right, do something about it. I'm willing. But I know that one little old me against the whole United States government is not going to get it. It's going to take more than me. It's going to take quite a few of us to get things done. So, real quick, I want to share this passage in the declaration that I found online. Anybody can look for it. ushistory.org. I found it to be very interesting. So, the usual starts off, in Congress, July 4th, 1776. All that good stuff. When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the cause which, I'm assuming that's impel. Oh, but there's more. There's more. Which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator. It didn't say they are endowed by other men. It didn't say they were endowed by their slave owners. No, that's not in the Constitution. Negroes, Europeans, wake up. Wake up to the truth. It's been here in front of our faces the whole time. Now, like I said, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights. Now, what could these rights that they speak of, not privileges, it didn't say, let me Go back. Okay. That they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights. That among these are, I don't think y'all paying attention to what I'm trying to say here. That among these are life, liberty, let me get a little closer, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Well, what's the pursuit of happiness? Can I take an airplane? Will that make me happy? Can I drive my car from the grocery store back home? Will that make me happy? The pursuit, as far as I'm aware, to pursue something means you have to actually travel from one point to another. Now, the vehicle, the vessel in which you use to pursue happiness, that seems to be one of the issues that comes into question a lot. I see that all over the internet. Well, you don't have to have a driver's license. Some people argue you're supposed to have a driver's license because it's the law. So what you're saying is, I don't know. So if I get a hold of the Declaration of Independence, I can just set it on fire along with the flag, right? Because it's a bunch of bullshit. You can't make a law that governs all people and then turn around and only use it for some of the people. It clearly states right here, unalienable rights. Unalienable rights. That they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights. It didn't say the police can take those rights away from you. It didn't say the government can take those rights away from you. These are rights, not a privilege. You have a right to travel from to and fro. We don't use horses anymore, so it should not be illegal to use your personal vehicle to get from point A to point B. That's why they call it personal, because it's not business. It's not meant for business. That among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Life. You don't go around killing folks just because you don't like their skin color. You don't go around killing folks because you're a police officer. If you feel your life is threatened, call for backup. You're supposed to detain the person. Now, if it comes to a shootout, then yeah, shoot back. I'm not saying you shouldn't shoot back. But if they're abiding by the law, if they're doing what you tell them to do, and you ask them to reach for that, get their ID out, yeah. Or maybe you should just wait. If you think they're going to try to pull a fast one and pull out a gun and pow, shoot you, then maybe you should just wait. Call for backup. Then that way, the backup can be on the other side of the vehicle or the other side of the person while you instruct the person to pull out their ID. But just blatantly shooting somebody because you gave them an order and you thought they were going to do something shady, that's so wrong. And it's right here in the Declaration of Independence that all people, black, white, Indian, Muslim, all people that live in the United States of America have rights. That among these rights are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Oh, but there's more. There's more. I'm not done yet. This might be a little bit of a rant, but woo, man. Here we go. and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, okay? Deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That means the American people. We give them consent. They work for us. We don't work for them. That's how it's supposed to be. But that's not the case. They say they're going to raise taxes. We pay the taxes. They say they're going to shut down certain school districts in America. We let them do it. As long as it doesn't affect my family. And that's the selfishness that has become America today. It's sickening. That whenever any form of government, here we go. What's that say? That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, what ends? What ends could you possibly be talking about? What are the ends that they're addressing that are destructive? Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. What does that say? It says rights. Your rights. It didn't say your privilege. Living a life is not a right. It's a privilege. Liberty is not a life. It's a privilege. The pursuit of happiness is not a right. It's a privilege. Your horse-drawn carriage is not. It's not a right. It's a privilege. If you're going to use your horse-drawn carriage, your car, your bicycle to pursue happiness, the police, the government are telling you that it's not a right. It's a privilege. But the Declaration clearly states that it's a right. No. That's fake news. No. That's a fake document. Let some people tell it. But I'm showing you right here that it clearly says this is your right, not something that can be taken away from you. That among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive, when they decide that your rights are a privilege, when they water it down, they are in the wrong. They're in the wrong. It clearly says this right here. Whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right. Oh, wow. Here we go with this word again. What the heck? What were the forefathers thinking? What's going on? Whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right. The right. It is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. There's more to it, There's a whole lot more to it. There is so much more to it. But I'm not going to sit and make a whole video about the whole Declaration of Independence. But if we're going to be a society of rules and regulations, then I honestly feel we shouldn't allow lawmakers to institute new rules and regulations that oversee the old ones, especially if it goes against the basic principles. And that's what I'm feeling here. I'm feeling that a lot of these newer laws and statutes and codes, they go against the basic principles that this country was founded on. It always has. Even going back to slavery. You say all men are created equal, but you got a whole tribe of people that you have abducted from their homeland to force them into laboring. And then, as if that's not good enough, if that's not bad enough, you rape them. You rape them in front of your friends, your family members. You rape them in front of their friends, their family members. You snatch their daughters and sons, and you beat them and you rape them in front of their friends. And then, even when you feel like, oh, well, you know, after 400 years, after 300 years of slavery, oh, we should be a little nicer. Let's let them get jobs. You know, they're stupid, they're ignorant, but they're good for something. We gonna still make them work, but we ain't gonna pay them the right wage. Okay, then fast forward to today. We're gonna have a government shutdown, but y'all still gotta come to work. Really? And the response to that is, we have rights. You can't keep making us work for free. That's slavery. Some of the same people that's arguing about that slavery, their parents, their grandparents, and their great-grandparents didn't stick up for the fact that people were enslaved. I've seen the stories. I've seen the pictures. People getting hung in the middle of the town square. Hung from trees for all the world to see. And this wasn't a problem back then. But then as soon as somebody says, oh, well, you know, we should have reparations for all the crap we had to endure. Oh, no, we can't do that. We can't do that. We can't even pay Social Security. So why would we pay that? Look, y'all, it's real simple. The government is screwed up. All the elections in the world is not going to change nothing. If the rim is bad, putting a brand new tire on the car is not going to change it. It's going to still be a bad rim. If you really want the better performance, change the rim. Get a new rim and then put a brand new tire on it. I don't know what else to say. We as a people, as a society in America, we need to change the way the government runs. We need to hold these officials accountable and go back to basic principles. You work for me. I don't work for you. That's what we need to do. All the voting in the world, and where are we? Schools across America are being shut down. People are still unemployed. A lot of people are working 2 and 3 jobs to make ends meet. And some idiot says, oh, well, the economy is getting better. From what perspective? What perspective is this? I'm so heated about this. I've been wanting to make this video for a while. I am so heated about this, and I'm pretty sure you can tell in my voice. Oh my gosh. Election time. Cities, states, and sooner later the presidential election. We need to hold these people accountable. If we want real change, we need to hold these representatives accountable. From the council person, the alderman, all the way up to the freaking president of the United States. All of them need to be held accountable for their actions. You're in control of a whole nation of people. How is it that you say, well, the majority rules, but then the rest, what happens to the rest of the people? What happens to the rest of the people? They just SOL, huh? They out of luck? That's crazy. That is crazy. Well, this video has gone on long enough. As always, we will talk later. Peace.